What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised. The new spinoff of the Vampire Diaries and the originals focuses on the Salvatore boarding school for the young and gifted, where Alaric Saltzman is the headmaster. There, the supernatural teens are taught to control their magical abilities and bring out their greatest skills. Legacies Season 2 left us wondering what's going to happen in the next season, and there are so many things we think you should know before the upcoming season is released. First, you need to know that the story of Legacies picks up 2 years after the end of the originals, when a 17-year-old Hope Mikaelson, the tribrid daughter of Klaus and Hayley, has returned to Mystic Falls. Keep watching to find out more important things that you've probably forgotten about our favorite show.
Incendia!
Number 9. A spinoff. Way back in 2009, The Vampire Diaries premiered and made us realize how amazing these stories about supernatural beings are. And we certainly felt bad when TVD ended. Fortunately, the originals, its spin-off, happened a few years later. But now, the latest spin-off is the popular CW franchise Legacies is about to release its 3rd season. There are over 10 years of history to catch up on, from the moment Elena Gilbert met Stefan to Hope Mikaelson being the main character in Legacies. If you are super committed to the shows, you should start watching all 263 episodes of The Vampire Diaries and the originals just to know more about Legacies. If you have no time for that, well, that's where we come to hand. So guys, let's get into the story about the Salvatore boarding school in Mystic Falls and all the important characters, shall we?
Turn around.
Why?
Because Plan B involves me getting naked.
So you're a were-witch?
Number 8. Hope Mikaelson. Hope Mikaelson is a vampire werewolf witch hybrid, first of its kind. Klaus Michaelson, Joseph Morgan, the first werewolf vampire hybrid, challenged the reproduction rules that were amongst most vampires when he and a werewolf named Hayley Marshall, Phoebe Tonkin, conceived their daughter, Hope Danielle Rose Russell. Since Klaus's mother was a witch, Hope has werewolf, vampire, and witch genes, which means she's the world's first tribrid. Legacies contains so many details and references to both the originals and TVD, and sometimes we forget Hope's storyline. Her parents were both killed when she was 15. Throughout the final season of the originals, Hayley was killed by vampires and Klaus lost his life to stop old dark magic from killing Hope. Hope's uncle Elijah, Daniel Gillies, is also gone, but her aunts, Rebecca, Claire Holt, and Freya, Riley Volkel, and another uncle, Cole, Nathaniel Buzelik, are still alive. And she lives at the Salvatore boarding school. Number 7. Supernatural background. During Legacies, we've met vampires, werewolves, witches, and a tribrid. The Vampire Diaries and the originals mostly explored vampires, werewolves, and witches in the first seasons. Then we were introduced to sirens, who were supernatural immortal witches, and their food was human flesh. We also saw some doppelgangers in the Vampire Diaries, but they had no skills. Well, not like the ones the other creatures had. But we saw that doppelganger blood was applied in many rituals, such as the case with creating the original vampires. We need to remember that vampires have the skills of showing unbelievable speed, power, immortality, and healing, enhanced sensations, and probably one of the worst ones, screwing people's minds, aka manipulating them. If they're not invited into a place they cannot go into, then they'll die in the sun unless they wear a magic ring that protects them from it. Oh, we also need to mention that vervain is dangerous to them. And when it comes to werewolves, well, they are doomed to turn into wolves once a full moon occurs in the month and they go through an intense transformation method. It's a curse that is passed from parent to child, and it can be turned off when they kill someone. Also, werewolves have improved functions and power, and wolfsbane is dangerous to them. Well, that's the history of werewolves and vampires. Have we missed something important? Let us know. Number 6. The Salvatore School. As we said, Legacies is finally coming back for a 3rd season, and we can't wait to see more werewolves and new villains taking over the Salvatore School for the young and gifted. As these young witches, vampires, werewolves, and magical creatures appear in the 3rd season, it is known that they will face some of the hardest situations during the show. We all know the cast from Legacies, and we're familiar with some guest stars who already made an appearance, but we really need Elena and Damon from the Vampire Diaries, and maybe a character or two from the originals to come back. Do you guys think we'll see someone familiar in the 3rd season of Legacies? Number 5. The cast. TVD and the originals were proof that we don't know if a character will survive or not. We were always shocked even after many deaths on both shows, so it's practically the same case with the spin-off Legacies. The Season 2 finale revealed that Hope and Landon won't wake up, despite the necromancer taking everyone back and Hope leaving Josie's mind. Fans expect to see more scenes in Mystic Falls. Leo Howard, who played Ethan in Season 2, will certainly have more appearances in the third season. We noticed him when Hope visited Mystic Falls High School when she came back from Malivore. As the son of Sheriff Mack, he'll be involved in something huge, don't you think? Number 4. New details. The CW planned Legacy Season 3 way back in January 2020, so during these months, we're just dying to find out more about the show. Created by Julie Plec as a spin-off of both the Vampire Diaries and the originals, the show focuses on Danielle Rose Russell as Hope Mikaelson, as we previously said, one of the most powerful supernatural creatures in all the shows, but we'll have to wait for her to show off her powers as she's quite young. Legacies Season 2 focused on the Hell Dimension Malivore. After 16 episodes, we saw Hope, Josie Saltzman, Kaylee Bryant, and Josie's sister Lizzie, Jenny Boyd, in some seriously complicated situations. Because of the coronavirus pandemic delays, the Legacy Season 2 finale wasn't the first idea to close the second series part, but does certainly have 2 cliffhangers. Prime, there's a confrontation of orders as the dark version of Josie manages the merge, while the necromancer, Ben Gurrens, kills and then restores students from the Salvatore School for the Young and Gifted. So the Legacy Season 2 finale left us quite shocked. Number 3. Facing darkness is kinda my thing. As we said, work was stopped for Legacy Season 2 in March 2020, so Facing Darkness is kinda my thing had to become the season finale. What happened was Lizzie faked her death and spoke at her own funeral in order to throw off the necromancer, but Dark Josie recognized that something wrong was with her mind. Hope has been transferred there, but Good Josie has built a fantasy world in which she's a tough talking pig. But Landon, Arya Shagasemi, wasn't improved by the necromancer, and Hope continues sleeping. So guys, Legacy Season 3 will certainly continue the story and somehow give an end to the second season. We expect Josie to bring back Hope to reality. Number 2. Caroline's significance. We've heard her name many times on Legacies, but we still haven't seen her at the Salvatore School, and you need to know that her character is of immense significance. In Legacies, it was revealed that Caroline was in Europe, seeking a plan to prevent the merge between Josie and Lizzie. Without watching the Vampire Diaries and the originals, fans would not understand the meaning Caroline has had in the world of Legacies, especially her involvement with Klaus Michaelson. The dress Lizzie gives to Hope for the Miss Mystic Falls pageant in Let's Just Finish This Dance was first a gift Klaus gave to Caroline. Number 1. TVD significance. Now the main question, do you need to watch TVD and the originals to fully understand Legacies? Well, sort of. When we're watching a spin-off, this is the main question you ask yourself. During an interview, the actress Danielle Rose Russell, who performs Klaus and Hayley's daughter Hope Mikaelson, said, "With so many legacy characters taking part in the Vampire Diaries spin-off, knowing the history should and would prove useful. Lots of important mythology exists among the parents of those attending the Salvatore School for the Young and Gifted." Now, as we previously mentioned, Hope's father had a special relationship with Caroline, and she is the adoptive mother of Alaric's twin daughters. So it's kind of necessary to know these things before you jump into Season 3 of Legacies. Alaric is also a character that connects the shows, and knowing his story in TVD would probably change how you feel about his character in Legacies. Alaric's twin daughters were conceived in TVD. Also, they were born in that show, where their parents both originated. The co-creator of Legacies showrunner Julie Plec gave an answer to this question too. Plec greeted newcomers saying, "So for fans concerned about needing to brush up on Legacy's predecessor series, rest assured. That said, the new drama will feature tie-ins to the former series that should help fans gain further insight into the current characters. Oh, because we found out that Damon and Elena are still alive and living there happily ever after, it would be fun to check in with them. The highly anticipated new series will premiere on Thursday, January 21st at 9 p.m. EST on the CW. We end our video here, guys. Share your theories about what we should expect in Legacies Season 3 in the comment section below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing videos such as this. Thanks for watching!